It's the Score North Twin Show.
So we are going to attempt to do a show on the day of the trade deadline here. What are we at? We're recording this before noon on the trade deadline Tuesday. We're going to attempt to do a show not talking about like the trade deadline, because whatever will happen in the next 5 or 6 hours will happen. Then we'll do a recap episode. But there's other things to get to. And it's a Trevor Plouffe Tuesday, but he's traveling. He's doing the Bally Sports North stuff with the Mets here, the Twins in New York to play the Mets. So we're going to do a Thursday with Trevor, so you'll get your fix of Trevor Plouffe. But there's like 3 other things to get to. Declan has a hot take about the playoff rotation. The Twins added a playoff-tested starter to their 40-man roster. But the Twins are also back on Comcast. Judd, let's start there. What can you tell us from the Vikings practice facility right now, by the way?
So, and I think I talked about this on the Twin Show yesterday. So I was told by a Bally Sports Diamond person that this deal's been done for like 2 weeks, but it hadn't been signed yet. Sounds like it got signed. So the Twins, along with I think it is 12 teams that were taken off Comcast around the country, but the important one here is the Twins, will be back on August 1st, which is Thursday. Twins are off on Thursday. They play on Friday, so the first game back on Comcast will be Friday. The bad news is Comcast won the battle. One of the primary reasons why Bally's left in the first place was Comcast wanted to put them on a more expensive sports tier. And the basic cable tier that Comcast had Bally's on, Bally's wanted to stay there. Why? Because advertisers. You get far more eyeballs if I have a basic cable package and I can watch a Twins game. If I have to decide to pay more, I might say no, so fewer eyeballs. Now, I saw Dan Hayes of The Athletic reported this yesterday, but it sounds like they are going to run a three-month free trial of sort of, you can watch Bally's and they're not going to the more expensive tier. I'm sure this was part of the agreement. And when they do, the good news is the Twins season will be done. Of course, the Wild and Wolves also on Bally, so you will have a decision to make. I think the tier, if you do all of the math, and a bunch of folks did, your cable bill will be at a minimum like $105 per month. So this is, if you want to watch the Twins, I'll pay. I understand if you're a casual fan, this is going to lose viewers. Long story short, this does nothing to change the fact that Twins need to leave Bally's. The contract is up at the end of this season, and they need to go with MLB, and they need to have the blackouts lifted, all of their games streamed locally. So, like, this is good short-term news, but they've been off Bally's for 3 months, and the reality is if they are back on it next year, this bankrupt mess of a company, it's absolutely, just as far as I'm concerned, PR suicide. The Twins need to find a way, and there's one tentacle off of that. I think the payroll goes down again. I think the payroll goes down again.
I think you're
because
right.
if they're streamed, now you do not get a check. You have to actually make the money yourself. So they brought it down by 30 mil. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down by another 10. That's just reckless speculation. Yeah. But I'm telling you, it got cut once. It can get cut twice.
You know, I obviously got married a few weeks ago, and, you know, we did all the honeymoon funds and cash funds. You know, there's a lot of generous people that are surrounding my life. Is this the next step for the Pohlads? We just need a GoFundMe, a cash fund, a honeymoon fund, a TV fund.
A GoFundMe, yeah, I like it.
You could put non-cash things in there too.
Like
if you you know, you need like another front office person or something. You know, you could.
We need some more silverware. You know what? Our silverware that we have at our board meetings is in terrible shape. Oh, somebody got us new silverware. Isn't that nice of them?
a new soda fountain in the cafeteria. Amen. So you can, at least the distribution will be a little wider starting on Friday for the weekend series.
For a few months.
So we're kind of back, but it doesn't, these are all just short-term Band-Aids, and the Twins in baseball I'm with you. At least they got a check. They cut the payroll and received a check.
Correct.
But long term, there's still this $50-55 million a year void that they're trying to figure out.
Correct.
Where's that coming from? How much of it is direct to consumer streaming? How much of it is some other platform that they take a package of a portion of the games to, and advertising dollars? It's kind of a complicated mess. Just getting a check is the simplest way to do it, but that check likely doesn't exist anymore in that form going forward. So
the RSN days are almost done. Like the old days of you carry all of our games and you pay us a lot. Sorry. But again, you know what? What's so frustrating? Baseball is so far behind on this. The NBA, guess what they're doing? They're keeping up. One of the reasons why the NBA is allowing Turner to sue it and Turner matched the Amazon offer and the NBA said no thanks is the NBA knows where this is going. Yeah. Amazon has streaming down to a science. The Turner people don't. Like this is, I know it appears tough at times, but baseball, get with it. Get your teams with it. This is ridiculous. You're always behind the curve, and just look at what your competition is doing and follow that. Just say, hey, you know what? We're dumb. We don't know. Hey, NBA, you're smart. We'll follow your lead.
So there's your TV update. Okay, we're going to kind of rapid fire through some updates here. I think there's breaking roster news as we record this. You guys are all worried about the Twins not having enough playoff caliber arms in their stable. Well, how about a guy that's pitched in the grinder of Yankee Stadium in the postseason? A guy that's heard the chants, the boos, the mocking. Randy Dobnak, according to himself on Twitter, through a Michael Jordan mid-90s press release that just said, "I'm back." Randy Dobnak is back, apparently, with the Minnesota Twins.
The Dobber,
the Uber driver himself. So he's, to his credit, he has pitched. The last time he pitched in a major league uniform was 2021. He's had injuries, ineffectiveness, even in the minor leagues after signing that contract. He has been excellent for the St. Paul Saints, especially since like the beginning of June. Strikeouts were always a big problem for him. He just wasn't able to miss bats. But in the minor leagues, he had a 10 strikeout performance against the Louisville Bats back on June 15th. He's never going to be like Clayton Kershaw prime strikeout numbers, but he had, over the course of a few starts in a row, 15 swinging strikes, 17, 15, 13, 14. So I don't know if he's just up for a cup of coffee because they taxed their entire bullpen last night, or if the Dobber is here as rotation insurance, but he's back. What do you think?
I saw this also from Parker Hegman that since June 1st, Randy Dobnak leads AAA in swinging strike rate at 14.4% and ground ball rate at 57% among all qualified pitchers at AAA.
It's a great combo. Missing bats, and when they do make contact, ground balls.
Weak contact, baby. Baseball death, as Rocco once called it to me. Baseball death when you get pull side ground balls. Look, they got taxer stay. I don't really envision Randy Dobnak being a huge contributor here for the Twins. I mean, it's a cool story in AAA.
Buzz Killington.
But I will gladly be the Buzz Killington of this group. This does absolutely nothing for me. All due respect to Dobber, insincere Declan, insincere Judd for working his way back up here and having a great little run, but it doesn't do much for me here.
In a year filled with Twins PR missteps, if they don't make a trade by today's deadline, doing the Dobnak transaction feels like the ultimate troll.
Well, if we didn't know the history and the Twins had a taxed bullpen and some rotation depth issues, and there was a guy on your AAA team that was leading AAA or all minor league, whatever it was, like in
AAA,
in whiff rate, ground ball rate.
Sure.
And he was just start after start was doing his job at AAA, you would say, yeah, awesome. Let's give this guy a try and see what happens. Just like when Festa got called up. Like, oh, David Festa. But because Festa is new and doesn't have a track record of getting chanted Uber driver at inside Yankee Stadium. It's the history that has us sort of...
Well, and it's the timing, too. It's like today of all days, if you don't make a trade, and then you're like, but we called Dobnak up. Could have called him up in a day, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't like this, but I just feel like this is the ultimate trolling. It might work. Who knows?
I think there's a chance he could be effective. Remember when he got called up initially, he was like really hard to hit. It was that heavy fastball. He had an ERA below 2 for his first season, right? For like a half year. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, people are mocking this because it's Randy Dobnak, classic Twins. I think you can say two things. In a vacuum, Randy Dobnak over here, he deserves a shot based on the way he's been pitching. They saw something in him we all did a few years ago. And over on this other side, they should make a trade in the next few hours. And by the time people listen to this, the deadline might already be passed.
Right.
Like this can't be the pitching move that you make. I agree with that. But also, yeah, he deserves another look, and he's pitched his ass off the last 3 months at AAA.
We'll see.
Look, you just can't.
For him.
I'm so
you guys are both.
skeptical of
You
this.
guys are both. Very
Well, I mean, I saw it at the end with him, and he just got rocked, and it was like he was effective at times, but this is underwhelming, I think is what Declan said.
Okay, and then the third thing here, Declan has a take that he floated at the very end of the Monday episode that I think he deserves a chance to expand on. So go ahead.
So pending a blockbuster trade that could happen here in the next few hours, I think I know who our game one starter is, and we have kind of moved all over the place on this. I think going into the season, it rightfully so was Pablo Lopez. It could still be Pablo Lopez, who has kind of spun together some nice starts over the last 6 weeks or so. Joe Ryan has probably been their most consistent guy, but, prone to the home run ball still. He's actually been roughed up a little bit in the last few starts. This is also a trend for him. He kind of burns out by the time after the All-Star break and gets a little bit of problems. So I have found the number one starter. If the playoffs started tomorrow, you're throwing out Bailey Ober. Bailey Ober is your best option in a Game 1 playoff game. Bailey Ober has been dialed, dude. So yes, the opening day start against the Royals was disastrous, and he had another big clunker against them at home about 6 weeks later. In the 18 starts this season that don't include those 2 Royals starts with, yes, I know they're on this resume, I count them, but I'm going to remove them to show you how damn effective Bailey Ober has been and why he should be a Game 1 starter. In those 18 starts, he has a 2.79 ERA in 109 innings with a .88 whip, and he has allowed just 71 hits in 452 batters faced. Baseball. That is Cy Young level stuff in just 18 starts.
Wow.
I know he has a little bit of Radke disease. He can give up some first inning runs. I'm well aware that every pitcher is flawed to a degree outside of maybe 2 or 3 of them in the big leagues. But if you're asking me, who do I want out there in Game 1, it's Bailey Ober at this point. He's been excellent for the Twins since opening day.
There's 2 ways to frame it. There's who do you think will be the number one starter, and I still think Pablo Lopez is going to be the number one starter. But the way that you're framing it, which is if Game 1 was on Friday night, and you have to pick right now who you trust the most to put you up 1-0 in a playoff series, I think I agree with Dex. Right now, Friday night, hey, here it is. It's Twins Yankees. It's Twins whoever. I think he's the guy that right now is the hottest the last 2 months. He's probably the guy I trust the most to go. We need 6-7 innings from a starting pitcher reliably.
Right.
Oh.
So the interesting thing about his Radke disease is this, though. If you have, like, the thing about Brad was he was really good, and he would give up a solo home run a lot in the first, but it didn't define his game, and it didn't define him. It just became a gag of sorts, right? So Dex and I were at the Phillies-Twins game a couple of weeks ago, or last week, in which Ober got off to a bad start again. But you know what he did? He got off to a bad start, but he mitigated the damage. He limited it. And after that, he was brilliant. So, like, if you're going to say, well, he can't start a playoff game because he has bad starts. Well, first of all, if you give up a solo home run, who cares? It's one run. If you can't score more than a run, you deserve to lose. But second of all, it's not to what we're talking about here. It's not like he is regularly doing what he did in his first start at KC. Oh my God, it's 8 runs, it's 7 runs, right? So yeah, I think it makes sense. And I'm with you, Phil. I think personally they'd probably go Pablo. I think we could certainly discuss all 3 as a potential game 1 starter. But if you want to flat out look, just say, okay, in 2024, who has earned that assignment? It's probably Bailey.
Yeah.
It probably is. He's earned it. He's been great.
Yeah.
In the first inning this season, Bailey Ober does have a 905 OPS against. So he's given up 6 home runs. But after that, he just gets better. He gets stronger. And in fact, in just high leverage situations, opponents are hitting 207 against him this year, according to Baseball Reference. So this isn't even just a guy who has given up some long balls here and there early in starts. In high leverage situations, he typically escapes them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So if he can just avoid putting you down 3-0 in the first inning of a game in which, by the way, you're also facing their number 1 starter, and you'd have to claw back. But he's been a revelation, man. Like, you went into the season, you're thinking, how are they going to possibly replace what Sonny Gray gave them? Bailey Ober is giving you essentially what Sonny Gray gave you last year, right? He's just stepped right in. And before last night, Simeon Woods Richardson was kind of then filling in partially what Sonny Gray was doing, and maybe Bailey Ober. Then you could call it a course correction or a regression to the mean aggressively last night. But yeah, it's a hot take on the surface, but if you really dig in, like right now, Bailey Ober would be the most trustworthy number 1 starter. So. If you are consuming this podcast before the trade deadline and you're thinking, boy, what am I up to tonight? What should I do? Why don't you come down to Park Tavern in St. Louis Park, hang out with us, the Score North Twin Show. 4 o'clock, we're going to be cheersing some adult beverages with friends of Score North and the show, you guys, the audience. And we're going to be sweating the trade deadline at 5 o'clock Central Time. And then 6 o'clock, Twins play the Mets. So we get to watch that game on all of the TVs at Park Tavern, the official sports bar of the Sports Dad. It's in the 11th frame.
11th frame, right? And guess what? If you get bored, you can go bowling. Great thing about Park Tavern, big bar,
15
plenty of things. Yeah. If they get drilled, guess what? We'll go get our bowling shoes and go bowling. It's a great place for you if you have like a company event or a family event to hold that as well. Parktavern.net. So check them out and come check us out tonight. And we'll also talk, if you want, some quarterbacks, some Vikings. So plenty of sports to discuss as we go into a busy time of year. I will not personally be requesting the Olympic Games, but Phil and Declan might.
I'm very excited. I was watching women's rugby semifinals this morning. Also, before the Twins are on the grid, so we're going to get to the Twins on the grid here in just a second. But all week long, it's also our Score North Power of Sports auction benefiting the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. All week long, we have several great experiences to buy or bid on at scorenorth.com/auction, including a couple of great Twins gatherings. So right now, you can buy, these are, once these tickets are gone, they are gone. Executive balcony tickets to hang out with us, the Score North Twin Show, at a Twins game on September 11th. This is an area of Target Field that you do not get access to unless you do it through the Power of Sports auction here, the executive balcony above the left field area. Great place to watch a game. We're throwing a party, food, drinks. So you can, those are buy it now at scorenorth.com/auction. There's also a VIP Twins game experience in the Champions Club and a team autographed jersey up for bid right now at scorenorth.com/auction. All of the proceeds going to benefit the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute, which works with children and adults who experience life-altering injuries and disabilities. They offer a full range of innovative rehab therapy covering physical, occupational, and speech. My uncle Steve, 15 years ago, was in a motorcycle accident. He spent 3 years in recovery, or 3 months, I should say, in recovery at Courage Kenny. So there's a lot of you probably have friends and family members who've gone through something like this, and it can be very lonely and dark, and that's where Courage Kenny comes in. So all of this money, scorenorth.com/auction, goes to a great cause. We're looking to raise $15,000 this week, so help us out and put a bid in or buy some of those tickets to hang out with us at an upcoming Twins game. Okay, Twins on the grid here. We'll pop this up for the YouTube audience. We'll explain it for the audio audience. And here's what we're looking for. We're looking for a Twin who was a Tiger, a Twin who was a Red Sox, and a Twin who was a Brewer. And then we're looking for a Tiger who had 2,000 hits in their career, a Tiger who had a 40 home run season, a Red Sox who had 2,000 hits in their career, and a Red Sox 40 home run season, a Brewer 2,000 hit career, and a Brewer 40 home run season. Now, the home runs have to come with that team in a season. The hits can be career.
No. Does it? Oh, with the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Like you have to hit 40 home runs like as a Brewer.
Yep.
But 2,000 hits in your career, and then you passed through one of these teams would also work.
Love it.
Correct.
So,
All right.
yeah, twin who was a Tiger, Casey Fiend.
Ooh, Casey Fiend.
I love bullpen guys.
Casey
Lester
Fiend, that is a good
Oliveros.
one. We've used Lester before. I don't think we've used Casey Fiend. He was a Dodger
Amen.
too, right?
Yep.
Oh, Chris Patero.
Chris Patero.
Chris
Is that
Patero was he got off. He had, I forget why, he was playing like second base for the Tigers in the 80s one year, got off to an incredible start, ended up in spring training with the Twins, and I think he played into a season since that's part of it. But Casey Fiend, I think is going to be money.
I will have I believe we've lost 2 consecutive Immaculate Grids. We did one when Declan was on his mini moon too, and Judd and I, after like the third square, just completely bit the dust.
Oh.
So,
Well,
yeah.
we were trying to do all Twins though.
Yeah, we got really
so
cute.
we threw caution to the wind.
Yeah, we got really cute.
I'm not going to
Casey Fiend.
Yep.
Casey
Point
Fiend.
oh.
There you go.
Point
That's awesome.
Wait, so
Awesome.
apparently he was a Philly too, according to his hat there.
The Phillies won.
Twins and Red Sox. Bill Campbell.
Willie Banks, former top
Use
5
Danny
overall
Valencia a lot.
pick. Patrick
Craig-
Mahomes Sr.
Craig Breslow.
Yeah.
It might be
Craig
popular
Breslow.
though, because he's.
a
Well, I don't know if,
guy now.
and I don't know if people remember as a twin though, but he did play for the Twins.
That's a good. I would say Craig Breslow is a really good one.
Okay.
Willie Banks was a former top, like a number 3 overall pick for the Twins that
Didn't
the
work
Red
out.
Sox.
Yep.
Frankie Rodriguez. Remember him? Shortstop
Yeah,
turned
I think
pitcher.
we've used him once or twice before. I think we have.
If Breslow is not
Let's do Breslow.
too top of mind, yeah, he's not.
Big
exactly.
looper. Big
The
12.6, 70 mile an hour.
So smart.
curveball.
Such a
Yeah.
smart guy.
Point three.
Point 3.
Twin Brewer.
Twin Brewer.
Larry Heisel.
Matt
back in the
Kinney.
70s.
Ooh, Matt Kinney.
Yeah, Matt Kinney. Matt Kinney was supposed to be good. I saw him pitch at Yankee Stadium one time. The old Yankee Stadium.
I think Kyle Loge would be too popular.
Loesch.
Yeah, I feel like Heisel is still a name that
Oh.
people recall too.
Eisel's good. Who was the other one
Molitor.
you guys said?
Molitor.
I said
Let's go
Matt-
Paul Molitor.
Well, Molitor would also work for Brewer, 2,000 hit.
Yeah. But he's going to be
That's pretty obvious.
be high on all of those.
Yeah, Matt Kinney is the one that. I'm trying to think of other like relievers.
Yeah, I am too. I mean,
Right.
JJ Hardy, that'll be obvious.
Yeah,
Gomez will be obvious.
that's a good one,
I'm trying to think of, like starters or was Rich Hale ever Brewer?
Probably. Jesse Orozco. That's another.
Jesse
we talk
Orozco?
about
Okay.
Yeah, he's great for the grid.
Edwin Jackson's like a modern day
Yeah, Jesse
14
Orozco.
team. Jesse Orozco pitched a few years for the Brewers in the 90s.
Pitched for the Twins twice.
But
too.
that might be. Is that more obvious than Matt Kinney though?
Yeah, go with Matt Kinney.
Yeah.
I feel like Matt Kinney. I feel like we're
I just spell Kinney.
Kinn.
EY. There he is.
Kinney.
Rec specs.
0.06.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, look how happy he was back then.
All right. So 2,000 hits, actually, there's a lot. I love that one because the 3,000, there's, it's always the worst when it's 3,000.
2,000. There's way more options. Torrey Hunter had
Torrey,
2,000
yeah.
hits.
Torrey would be an option here.
Ty Cobb, but that's probably 2.
Yeah, that's. Torrey's good as a Tiger. He is not remembered, I don't think, as a Tiger at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other.
Is there another,
Miguel
87,
Cabrera's
91
obvious.
guy? Like,
Danny Gladden didn't have 2,000 hits.
no, Danny, I don't think got to 2,000.
mean, there's Trammell, Whitaker. Those guys are. If you're a Tigers fan, those are going to be so.
Yeah.
It's either we need top of the lineup guys that played a long time, or like
Tony
perennial
Phillips,
all stars.
Tony Phillips have 2,000?
I don't know. Great utility player, but I don't remember if he had 2,000 hits. He probably did, but I wouldn't swear to it. But
Torrey?
Torrey's a good
Torrey's
one.
good.
The problem is there's not that many obscure players that had 2,000 hits.
Correct.
They're all like they
But-
played
Yes.
for 15 years
Yeah.
or
But
whatever.
who's not remembered for being on a certain team?
Yeah,
And I feel like
agree.
Torrey is an angel and a twin, but I don't know he's remembered as a Tiger.
Johnny Damon? He played for the Tigers?
Oh, I think so.
Played
I
for
think
the
he
Royals,
ended with
the Red Sox, the Yankees.
the Rays.
I don't remember him as a Tiger.
I think he did. At the end, was near the Tigers.
It's probably Torrey. We probably have to go Torrey here.
Let's go Torrey.
I'm comfortable with Torrey.
It'd be like 5%, 10%.
2%.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
he's not
2%. Good
He's
job.
not
Yeah, good
recalled
job.
as a Tiger. No.
Attaboy, Judd.
I think
Good
we're
job,
fine.
Good job, Judd. All right. I just saw this guy's name because hashtag Hembo brought him up today on ESPN Radio. I can't say Hembo without doing it in Greeny voice. I just
Hashtag
can't.
Hembo.
Hashtag Hembo, the hashtag crow. Orlando Cabrera, former Twin,
Oh, that's a great one.
OC.
Good.
He played long enough to get 2,000 hits. Like, he played like 16, 17 years and was a top of the lineup guy everywhere.
Expo.
Yeah.
He was. Yep, he played.
Minkiewicz wasn't a 2,000 hit guy.
No,
That's a lot of hits.
Yep.
I don't even know if Minkiewicz was a 1,000 hit.
Cabrera.
Cabrera
yeah,
is.
good point.
That's
Yeah.
a good one,
OC. All right.
don't you think? I mean,
Yep, that's a
I
great
think
one.
so. Yeah. 97.
That's gonna be under. That'll be under 5% because
Yep.
the Red Sox have a lot of.
Oh my God.
Point one?
Wow. Let's
Yeah.
go.
0.1. Oh my.
Expos hat too. That's double points. Love that.
Okay.
Brewer.
Not as much history with Brewers because they were
Yeah, this is tough.
60s.
Uh,
So Molitor,
Seattle-
Yount
Seattle
are the
Pilots
obvious
count.
ones.
Yeah.
Um.
But who passed? So who passed through Milwaukee? That's the question.
Oh, dude. Did Nelson Cruz?
Does he have 2,000?
Nelson Cruz. I
He
think
played a
so.
long time. So he started
came
his
up
career,
as a Brewer.
He started his career with the Brewers,
Yeah.
and he then went to the Rangers where he broke out.
Yeah. Yeah. Late in
But he
life.
did-
So he
I mean-
started. Hold on. So his first big year with the Rangers was like 2000.
10.
Well, he screwed up that play
Well,
in
he
left
screwed
field.
up in 10. I think like 08, 09 is when he like started becoming a good
Yeah.
hitter for them, I
So
think.
if he retired, like let's say 2 years ago is like his last big year. So if he played 12 or 13 years, and he was a great hitter,
I'm not doing the math. Phil can do the math.
Yeah.
was he averaging? Can I bust out a calculator quick? Is
Yep.
that cheating?
Yep. This is
Oh.
fine. This is totally fine.
Old school. I'll throw out a couple names.
12 times 150 would be 1,800 hits. Oh, he's going to be close.
Ted Simmons, who's in the Hall of Fame, more of a Cardinal. Sal
Okay.
Bando, who was the third baseman on those A's World Series teams, who played a long time, was a Brewer.
Okay. I mean, I like those options.
But if
I
you
don't.
think Cruz, like I
What
don't
if we
want
come
to.
back to this for drama?
Okay.
Let's come back to this
Okay,
for drama
okay,
because
okay.
we let the home runs are going to be.
Yeah, this is going to be
M-
pretty dang tough.
So for Tigers, I mean, obviously Miguel Cabrera, Cecil
Cecil.
Fielder. I'll take you back to Hank Greenberg, who Hank Greenberg was. He may have held. Well, he would have been American League, but Hank
Willie
Greenberg was
Horton.
like a perennial leader in home runs back in the
Yeah.
World War II era of Tigers baseball.
Was 40 ordinary or not ordinary? Was it done back then?
Oh, he was like 50 plus home runs in
Okay.
a season guy. Yeah,
Okay.
old Hank Greenberg.
Yeah, we got Willie
I'm trying to think of
Horton,
other players who
Fire
passed
this?
through
yeah. Okay,
You want to fire it?
sure.
Yeah, fair.
All right, let's fire it.
14%.
I mean, this is
Red Sox have a lot,
Jimmy
right?
Fox?
Ortiz, Jimmy Fox. We've used Jimmy Fox before.
If you want to stay on the old school.
Teddy
theme.
Williams. I'm trying to think of newer guys.
Manny.
Ortiz, Manny.
Manny, yeah.
I don't think
Mo
Trot Nixon
Vaughn.
got there.
Mo Vaughn.
Really? 40? Holy crap! I know you had the MVP here. I don't know if you had 40.
Who might have passed through Boston who isn't known as a Red Sox? I'm trying to think of that.
But they would have had to hit 40 in a season.
Yeah, that's the issue with this one.
By the way, we could use Greg Vaughn for the Brewers square. He had one random. Remember, it was the year that Sosa
Bichette
and
too,
McGuire.
right?
Did he hit with? He was Rockies. He for sure hit 40.
Did Carlos Lee?
Probably. He was a big part.
All right.
Richie Sexton also for the Brewers.
Ooh, Richie Sexton.
Greg Vaughn. That's a good one too.
You want to go Mo Vaughn, Greg Vaughn?
Sure.
Or Jimmy Fox is old school.
Yeah, I like Jimmy.
Did Mo hit 40?
Yeah, I don't know if he did 40, man. That's a.
I mean,
he had the MVP.
He hit a bunch of home
he was
runs.
like the biggest home run hitter in the game, wasn't he? Like for a couple years. Yeah, he was
and
huge.
Wasn't that like in the heart of the steroid era?
I kind of want to put Mo Vaughn just to
right?
see if I'm right now.
Well, we can look it up in a second too, without derailing the entire grid.
Jimmy
All right.
Fox.
Yeah,
Jimmy Fox.
Yeah, Jimmy Fox.
4%.
Okay,
4%.
that's good. That's good. Brought that down. All right, and then if Greg Vaughn, that's a good one. That's not going to be on top of mine.
It was the year that Sosa and McGuire had their home run off, and he wound up with like 50 or 55.
Greg Vaughn became a Ray, didn't he? Devil Ray?
I think so. Sounds right.
All right, cool.
He did not.
Oh my God, he did it with the Padres.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We got the confidence.
No,
Phil came
sorry.
with the confidence. I got this. Don't worry about it, guys. I got this.
God,
and now Dex and I are left in the dust. Yeah, just go ahead. It's over.
Nelson Cruz did.
Oh, nice work.
I'm sorry.
Nice work.
It's 100% on me. I will look at the tape and do better.
Boo.
Greg Vaughn. It was with the Padres, wasn't
I feel like Dex and I were like, "Hey, Phil, you're right.
Oh, boy.
Fire it.
He got traded from the Brewers to the Padres, and he hit 50 with the Padres in 1998.
Mo Vaughn did hit 40 with Boston. He had 40.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Twice, actually.
It doesn't matter. You were right about the thing we didn't need, and you were wrong about the thing we needed. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. God dang it. Bless it.
You can buy me a beer tonight at Park Tavern.
Okay. Well, we'll see if the Twins do something in the next few hours. The Score North Twin Show.
Do something.
Besides Randy Dobnak, who's going to be Game 2 starter, Yankee Stadium, or Target Field. We'll see where the standings fall.
That's true. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll see you for an extra innings episode that I will attempt to not derail later on today. Score North Twin Show YouTube channel.
Wakey, wakey, Twins.